Hello everyone, welcome to Sentence Diagramming 101. This video is about exercise 4B and we are going to diagram some appositives. So we're going to have a lot of parentheses in this one. So we are going to start off with number 1, and I love this exercise because all the sentences are about Lord of the Rings, which is my favorite. You got to hear about my cat, the cat who's always in the background. That's Gray Haim. So you read about him in this chapter as well. My very old fat cat. Okay, so we have Gandalf. What is he? Oh, he is liked. So that's just an intransitive verb. And then how is he liked? He's liked by the Hobbit children, so that's just acting as an adverb. And then the appositive here is going to be the disturber of the piece. And then of the piece is modifying that disturber. So it's an adjective. What kind of disturber? A disturber of the piece. So the thing with appositives is they always give you, they go to the right, like they keep going. So just give yourself more space. Oh, see, look, I already messed it up. I was too busy talking. Use my fancy. All right, so we know that we're going to have Gandalf, and we know that he is a disturber. So we know that he's a disturber, and he's a disturber of peace. The peace. All right, and then he is liked. And then how is he liked? He's liked by the children. And they are the children, and they are Hobbit children. And that goes under the verb because it's an adverb. Adverbs go under the verb. All right. At the start of the film, prepositional phrases telling me when. So this is going to be an adverb. And then this is telling me which start. So this is actually an adjective. And we've got Gandalf, and he's going to arrive. He's going to arrive in the Shire. That's where, adverb. And then the Shire is this whole thing, right? A beautiful green region, and then it's a region of Middle Earth. Prepositional phrase, adjective, because it tells me which region, and then a and beautiful and green are all adjectives. I'm glad I have room on this one. All right, so think about my spacing. I've got Gandalf here at the beginning, and Gandalf is going to arrives. Now, because of word order, I have to deal with the at the start first. So I know that it's at the start. And then which start? The start of the film. And then I know he arrives in the Shire, which is the place. And then the Shire is apparently the region. And it is a region. It is a beautiful region. Oh, it's a green region. And it is a region of Middle Earth. So that is how you diagram number 2. Moving on to number 3. Let me lock it so I don't spin the screen. During his 111th birthday. This tells me when, so it's an adverb. My pen. We know that Bilbo is going to leave, and he's going to leave the ring, and he's going to leave the ring to Frodo, and then Frodo is also his nephew and heir. So we've got a compound, a positive, that is also renaming our indirect object. This diagram is going to get super messy, so just come with me on this lovely journey. All right, so we do know that Bilbo is our subject, and Bilbo is going to leave. I'm going to give myself so much room because there's so many things. And then he's going to leave direct object. He leaves the ring. Okay. So he leaves it during his 111th birthday. So I'm going to deal with that first. So it's a B day. I'll just write that. And then it's 111th. If you've seen the movie, he's super drunk when he says it. Okay. And then he leaves the ring to Frodo. So that's my indirect. And then Frodo is being renamed here as his nephew. See, this is so weird. and air. And then you do a little and in here. If you look at the still image, your spacing's a lot more. It's more like Frodo, nephew, and heir. You should have more of one of these, but I just drew it very poorly. Oh, and it's like his nephew and heir. So I ran out of room for that too. See, this is why I use programs to diagram and not tiny little spaces on computer screens. Okay. Moving on. Did I get all the words? Leaves Frodo, blah, 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 blah. Oh, it was his birthday. Skip to his. There we go. All right. Number 4, we've got Merry and Pippin. Ooh, compound subject. And then they are hobbits, so that's our appositive. They join. And then what do they join, or who? They join Frodo and Sam, so that's my direct object. And then on the journey is where they join, so it's an adjective or adverb. Okay. Let me see if I can get the spacing on this one. So we've got Merry and Pippin. And little rocket ship there. And, oh, see, look, I messed it up already. Yeah. There we go. They are hobbits. They are fellow hobbits. And then they join. And then what do they join? Or who? They join Frodo. And Sam. And Sam. And then where? Oh, they join on their journey. On their journey. Okay. So I get them all. Merry and Pippin, fellow hobbits, join on the journey. Frodo and Sam. Cool. Aragorn, son of Arathorn, helped the hobbits. So subject, he's helping the hobbits. The is going to be an adjective here. Son of Arathorn is my appositive, but I've got a prepositional phrase in there. So this one should be a little smoother, right? Aragorn, who is the son, and he is the son of Arathorn. And then he helps. And what does he help? He helped Edie. And he helped the hobbits. Don't forget direct object line, right? And he helped the hobbits. So that's number 5. Now we've got number 6. 3 of the great rings were given to the elves. And the elves are immortal, wise, and fair beings. So, first of all, we've got 3 as our subject. Of the great rings is an adjective prepositional phrase. And then they were given, so that's my intransitive verb. And they were given to the elves. And then the elves are being renamed as these magical beings. Watch me mess up the spacing on this one too. I'm going to give it a shot, but look at the picture and you'll be able to see the spacing a lot clearer from the beginning. But this is what happens when you diagram. Sometimes you're just like, wait, where I didn't leave enough room. So pencil is your friend. But, this is where they were given, so it's an adverb. And then these are all adjectives describing those beings. So, okay. I probably, you know what? I'm just going to do it right now. I should make that line higher because I'm going to have a lot of stuff going off the bottom. Okay, so I have 3, and I know that it's 3 of the rings. If you want, you could put great rings up there because they are capitalized, or you could pull it apart and just be like, like I pulled it apart here, the great rings, but you could also be like the, and then great rings up here if you want. Okay, so 3 were given. If you hear Galadriel. Right, and they were given to the elves. And then the elves are what is being renamed as these magical beings. And then what kind of beings are they? They are immortal. They are wise. They are fair. And then because you have an and in between, all of these are connected. They're coordinates. So you put an X where that first comma is, right? The immortal comma is an X. and you put an and in this space. And those are beings. Okay, did I get all the words? I got all the words. All right, moving on to number 7. Second breakfast is important to hobbits. So to hobbits is where it's important. So adverb. Breakfast is my subject. Second's going to be an adjective. A time between first and second 11Z, or first breakfast and 11Z's, is going to be my appositive. So there's also prepositional phrase in there. So we've got breakfast is important. That's your sentence. And then the rest of that stuff is just extra. Okay. Now I'm going to give myself so much room. So I know that I'm going to start with breakfast. And I know that it is second breakfast, of which I'm a fan. Okay. So second breakfast is a time. And it is a time. And it is a time between, and it is between two things. So it is between what? It is between first breakfast and 11Z's, which is 11 o'clock if you're not British. All right. So breakfast is, and then it is important. And then it is important to hobbits. My pen doesn't like it when I get down at the bottom. All right, so that's number 7. Now, we're almost there. We're to number 8. Okay, so the fellowship, 4 hobbits, 2 men, 1 elf, 1 dwarf, and 1 wizard. Yeah, I'm going to so mess up my spacing here. But I have the fellowship, that's my subject. And they, it, right, acknowledge. What do they acknowledge? They acknowledge Frodo, and they acknowledge Frodo the leader. So that's my object complement. And then all of these in the brackets here, those are all of my appositives. Dear God, spacing. Okay, we're just going to jump right in. All right, so we have the fellowship. And then, all right, I'm just going to do it. So the fellowship is hobbits, 4 of them. It is men, 2 of them. It is an elf, 1 of them. It is a dwarf, 1 of them. And it is a wizard, 1 of them. All right, and then each one of these is in a positive. So we're going to parentheses like crazy. And then we're going to like, whoop. And then, okay, so we put little lines in between all of these. This is a comma, this is a comma, this is a comma. Ooh, and that's an and. And 1 wizard. All right, and because we're in the middle, we got to join it back up again. And then we know that all of that acknowledges, what do they acknowledge? They acknowledge Frodo, and then they call Frodo the leader. So object complement. Yeah. I'm going to blame Laura Mita, who did these exercises, for making these monstrosities. And I'm sorry for my handwriting. Okay. Sauron, the enemy, is evil. Oh, this one's easy. Sauron is evil. Subject complement. And then look, we got a little baby appositive in here. It's just good. It just knew that we were going to run out of room. So here we are. Enemy. The enemy is evil. Perfect. Okay. We're so gonna use all this space. All right, number 2, film. Film is my subject of 2001. So the and number and 2. All right, so it's the 2 film. So that's an adjective, but number is about the 2. So that's an adverb. And then this is an adjective, the film. And then this is my appositive, the Lord of the Rings. And then it lost what? Place. So it's adjective, first place, and it lost to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So that's how it lost, so that's an adverb. Okay. I'm just going to draw a line there. So we have the film. We know that it is the film. We know that it is the 2 film because it is the number 2 film, and that is the film of 2001. And then we know that it's the Lord of the Rings. I'm just going to do that. And then it lost. It lost what? It lost place. It lost first place. And then how did it lose? It lost 2. I'm just going to be like Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone. That is number 10. Did we finish? I think we did. We made it all the way to the end of this exercise. And this is what, 4B. So congrats.